Right, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we've seen a lot of stuff online about TV licensing, or as I prefer to call it, the TV tax. Right, now this is something that has worked and I don't normally share on YouTube, unless it's a road traffic accident. Right, basically what I did, I removed the implied rights of access. When the guy came knocking on the door, he goes, "Is this so-and-so, so-and-so?" I thought, well, if you don't know what bloody door you knocked on, then you know what I mean. So anyway, I said to him, "Here, I've got a present for you." Right, so I gave him it. I went to give him it. He said, "What's that?" I said, "Read it. It's an interesting read." So anyway, and then I said, once he took it out of my hands, I went, "You've been served. Slam lock. Do not talk to them. There's a bloke on here that tells you that. Do not talk to them." I watch other people online on here, and they give it that. The TV licensing, you're just making your own grave. You're just making your own grave. That's all you're doing. So just if you have to open the door, you open the door and there's a useless goon stuff there. I've never had the trouble that the others get on here where they're trying to bully them, trying to force away. This bloke, give him his due, was polite. Right, so anyway, there is a thing you can do called remove the implied rights of access. Now there has to be implied rights of access to your property, otherwise you won't get your mail. Simple. But you could remove that right, and if that person comes back, then they could be arrested because then they're committing a criminal offence apparently. But anyway, you can get these online. There is a good one online, and I think it was written by a solicitor or somebody because it's that good, right? I don't know if there's anywhere I can post my copy, but then that means revealing who I am and where I am and whatever. So basically, I gave them that, and they wrote back to me, right? But you only have to put your address on. People have done this, and the TV licensing, tax, have refused to accept it because because the person hasn't put the name on. You don't have to. They know your address, right? So anyway, right. For those that don't know, you'll probably get one of these, right? If you haven't got a license, right? They're now closing the loophole. If you haven't heard on the news about if you're using, this only applies to iPlayer, the BBC iPlayer, right? If you use that online, if you get that, you will have to have a license. I think it's from September, right? So anyway, back to the letter, right? So I gave them that. The bloke was in a spin on a phone. I watched it from my bedroom window. It was quite comical. And he says, "Dear Sir, Madam, I'm writing with regard to a recent visit which was recorded under reference 1-129. Yeah. Please use this number if you want to contact us." Not really. "We've noted on our records with your wish to withdraw the implied right for our visiting officers to approach the property. We reserve the right to use other methods available for the detection of television receiving equipment." What are they going to do? Come down the fucking chimney? Because let's face it, we all know the detector vans don't work. I've actually seen inside one of them things years and years ago when I was a kid. And what they said to me at the time was, "Oh, it could pick up the signals from the television." Well, I don't know about communications. And in order to do that, they'd have to be literally parked right outside your door, because I'm going back to the days when we had valves in the televisions, you know, the old valve system. But we all have flat tellies now. Well, I don't. I have a monitor. Well, actually, I do have a television. It's one of the old analog ones. You don't need a license. You don't need a license. We've got an old analog. So we all know why and the wherefore. Anyway, so they've noted that there's a chance a further inquiry letter may still cross in the post. This can be disregarded if proceed. Thank you for your time. Yours faithfully, Richard Bates, Customer Relation. I wonder if that's Richard Master Bates. And this has come from Darlington. Yeah, I feel like just have a tom tit as well. I can just wipe my ass on it and send it back to Darlington. So I'll keep this for my records. So what else are they going to do? The only thing they can do, I can see, is go to warrants. But then, in order to go to warrants, you need probable cause. And I'm sorry, but if, say, from a criminal point of view, which is what this becomes, if you are breaking the law, then you need to satisfy a judge, and just to turn around and say, "Well, I think," it's like saying, "Oh, we think he's dealing drugs." You know, a copper goes up to a magistrate, "Oh yeah, we think he's dealing drugs. Can we have a warrant to smash his front door in?" I think the magistrate will laugh him out of the court. But there is something in the paper. if you go to www.insidetime.org, this is a newspaper that goes around the prisons of England and Wales and quite possibly Scotland as well. And there's actually something in here that caught my eye when I went to visit a friend of mine. Prison Ombudsman, yeah, right. It's on about warrants. Now, I'm just wondering whether challenging search warrants, the calm before the storm, it's called. So if you go online, go to that web address. If not, if you know a friend that goes to visit somebody in prison, tell them you want a copy of Inside Time, and it's illegal on page 41. This is quite extensive. It covers an entire page. I'm not going to sit here. Anyway, but the law states here, just a quick one, the majority of warrants are issued under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, PACE, 1984, which you all know about, or under the Proceeds of Crime Act, 2002. Applicants must state the object of the search and provide sufficient information to satisfy the court that it is necessary. So, if one of these goons goes to a court and say, "Oh, well, we've got this address on a database, and we think he's watching the telly with that," what do you think? What evidence have you got? Unless you stood there like doing a Jeremy Beadle special with a camcorder straight through the window. Oh, shut your curtains. But anyway, that is that. You go online and be on there. If not, you know somebody can get you a copy of Inside Time. Give it a good read. Anyway, I'll go back to posting footage of idiot drivers whereabouts. So, enjoy. Have a good day.